Hi, and welcome to BioStock Studio. The Q4 reporting season is about to wrap up, and for medtech CLS, this was a rather exciting period. So who better to help us sum up CLS's Q4 and to have a closer look at the numbers in the report than the company's CFO, Rolf Bornschein. Welcome, Rolf.
Thank you very much.
So I gave it away a little bit in the intro here, but Q4 was quite an exciting period for CLS. What would you say was the company's main achievement?
Absolutely, I agree. Q4 was very exciting for us at CLS, but I would like to kind of point at two major things that happened actually. So one thing is that we got a significant order from our partner ClearPoint in the US of around 5 million SEK. I think that's a very important step forward, and these 5 million order also translated into sales and, most important for me as a CFO, also cash. So I think that is fairly positive, but also kind of the other thing is that we basically treated the first glioblastoma patient at Skåne University in the context of CLS-sponsored study. And I think that's also kind of the first kind of initial feedback is that we can actually provide a treatment alternative for patients with hard-to-reach brain tumors that kind of didn't exist before. I think that is very positive. And also in the context of the study, we treated 3 more patients actually in the beginning of this year.
You mentioned cash here. I also like cash, so let's talk a little bit about the sales. It's no secret that sales will, of course, become increasingly important for CLS. What can you say? What can we expect from the sales in the coming years?
Yes, absolutely. So our ambition is that we will reach 100 million SEK in sales in 2025, and that the most part of it, around 70%, will be generated in the US. And also kind of, if you look a little bit into our 2 segments, one the urology and the other the neurology, it will actually also from a good part come from the urology segment. So that's a little bit the outlook. Yes.
So that's the sales side, but turning then to the cost side, which maybe you like less, I don't know. But if we look at the report, the cost, need to get the correct term, the cost base has decreased slightly in Q4 2022 compared to the same period 2021. Yes. And this is despite high inflation. Yeah. What can you say about this? What's your comment here?
I think we need to continue have a good control over our cost. I think Q4 is only the beginning, and we also kind of kicked off a couple of cost saving or cost efficiency projects that is basically aiming at kind of reducing costs at the headquarters in the central function and use basically the savings that we generate in order to fund our commercial activities in the US. And I think the overall ambition for 23 is that we should be at around the same cost level for 23 as we were in 2022 actually.
And this, of course, ties into the long-term financing of the company, which is also an increasingly important point. What can we expect from CLS here? What's the plan? Yeah,
so we are working very actively in kind of solving the long-term financing question. And the aim is, first of all, of course, to secure more external funding, but also kind of reduce our debt. I think that's important, and to have a plan in place and activities that it can actually reach until 2025, until we actually become cash self-funding, you can basically say, to reach a break even in 2025.
So the aim is basically to be self-financing by 2025. So if we look a bit nearer term, what can you do in, say, the first half of 2023? What milestones are you wanting to achieve during that period to then reach the 2025 goal?
Yes, I think the first step, of course, I mean, the first order from ClearPoint, I think that was a quite important step, but of course we need to further build that up. And we also kind of need to basically increase our commercial activities and sales activities within the urology business. As said before, I think that will actually generate the larger part of our sales kind of going forward. So we need to be able to secure long-term funding and, of course, also kind of to finance the commercial ramp up that's basically going to happen in the US.
So ending on a bit of a broader question, why is CLS such an attractive investment right now?
I think kind of to answer the question, you probably need to zoom out a little bit, kind of look at the market potential. And I think that the CLS market potential is very significant, only if you look at the neurology segment and the urology segment. And with our products, we can basically offer an alternative option or alternative treatments. And our ambition is basically also kind of to replace current alternatives treatments, actually. So I think that that's very interesting for investor. And then also kind of looking at our financial, we will be able to generate very attractive gross margins and very attractive EBITDA margins. So it's all kind of from a financial perspective, very attractive.
Then we have both zoomed in and zoomed out on CLS's figures with CFO Rolf Bornschein. Thank you so much for coming, Rolf.
Thanks for having me.